The smallest but deadliest storm ever to hit the U.S. shocked meteorologists with its intensity and devastating impact, leaving destruction far beyond what its compact size suggested. Despite its unusually small diameter, the storm's power rivaled that of major hurricanes, generating winds, rain, and storm surges that overwhelmed entire communities. Experts were caught off guard by the storm's rapid intensification, as it transformed from a weak disturbance into a violent system in record time. Most storms of this size dissipate quickly, but this one maintained its strength, baffling meteorologists who struggled to classify its unusual behavior. Satellite images revealed an incredibly tight and well-defined eye, similar to those seen in much larger hurricanes, but with an extreme pressure gradient. Weather models failed to predict the storm's intensity, highlighting the limitations of current forecasting methods for compact, high-energy storms. The storm's small size concentrated its destructive force, causing localized but extreme damage that left entire towns unrecognizable. Its eye measured less than 10 miles across, but inside it, winds exceeded 160 miles per hour, rivaling Category 5 hurricanes in strength. Unlike traditional hurricanes that weaken over land, this storm maintained its ferocity for hours, devastating areas far inland. Scientists compared its intensification to bomb cyclones, which undergo rapid pressure drops and generate hurricane-force winds. The storm's unexpected power left meteorologists scrambling to understand its formation, as it did not fit into any established storm category. While traditional hurricanes draw energy from warm ocean waters, this storm combined tropical and extratropical elements to fuel its rapid growth. One of its most destructive features was its storm surge, which reached heights of over 15 feet in some areas, swallowing entire neighborhoods. Coastal defenses were quickly overwhelmed, as the storm's compact but powerful winds funneled ocean water inland at an alarming rate. Unlike sprawling hurricanes that spread their damage over wide areas, this storm focused its destruction in an extremely concentrated zone. Entire blocks of homes were reduced to rubble, as the storm's eyewall cut a narrow but devastating path through urban and rural areas alike. Wind gusts tore roofs from buildings, overturned vehicles, and snapped power lines, leaving millions without electricity for weeks. Meteorologists struggled to issue timely warnings, as the storm strengthened so quickly that evacuation orders came too late for many residents. Some towns had only hours to prepare before the storm made landfall, leading to chaos as people rushed to seek shelter. Despite its small size, the storm's impact was as severe as some of the largest and deadliest hurricanes in recorded history. Its ability to sustain such extreme winds over land suggested an unusual combination of atmospheric and thermal dynamics at play. Rescue teams faced unprecedented challenges, as debris-choked roads and flooded streets made it nearly impossible to reach survivors. Hospitals were overwhelmed with injured residents, while emergency shelters struggled to accommodate the thousands left homeless. Storm chasers who attempted to document the event were caught off guard by its sudden shifts in intensity and wind direction. The storm's extreme pressure drop set new records, further confusing scientists who had never seen such an anomaly before. Unlike typical hurricanes, which develop distinct rain bands, this storm had an unusually compact and intense core with almost no outer bands. Tornado-like winds ripped through city centers, leaving behind twisted metal, shattered windows, and collapsed buildings. Some areas reported rainfall rates exceeding 4 inches per hour, triggering flash floods that swept away cars and structures in minutes. Inland communities that had never experienced such extreme conditions were left in shock as the storm tore through their towns. First responders described scenes of devastation similar to the aftermath of major tornado outbreaks, despite this being classified as a cyclone. Some scientists speculated that the storm may have formed due to an unknown atmospheric phenomenon related to climate change. Weather historians noted that no previous storm of this size had ever caused such widespread destruction in the U.S. before. The storm's rapid intensification was linked to unusually warm ocean temperatures, providing it with a surge of energy before landfall. Unlike hurricanes, which gradually weakened, this storm retained its energy well beyond expectations, defying conventional meteorological understanding. Some experts suggested that the storm's unique structure allowed it to function like a heat engine, continuously drawing power from multiple sources. Its impact zone was relatively small, but within that area, the destruction was total, leaving little standing in its immediate path. Residents who survived described the storm as feeling like a high-speed train crashing into their homes, with no time to react. Insurance companies faced billions in claims as entire neighborhoods, businesses, and critical infrastructure were reduced to ruins. Meteorologists scrambled to update forecasting models, realizing that storms of this type could become more frequent due to changing climate patterns. The rapid intensification of compact storms like this one presents new challenges for disaster preparedness and emergency response planning. Some researchers believe that future storms of this nature may form more frequently, fueled by rising global ocean temperatures. Scientists are now studying whether atmospheric instability contributed to the storm's extraordinary pressure drop and sustained strength. The unprecedented behavior of this storm suggests that existing meteorological classifications may need to be revised. Seismologists even detected ground vibrations caused by the storm's extreme winds, further underscoring its unique intensity. Unlike typical hurricanes, which lose strength after landfall, this storm remained destructive deep into the interior of the country. Entire forests were leveled, highways were washed away, and bridges collapsed under the sheer force of the storm's winds and flooding. Some areas experienced tornado-like vortexes embedded within the storm, compounding the destruction and making damage assessment difficult. The storm left such a lasting impact that meteorologists considered retiring its name, a rare move reserved for the most destructive storms. Satellite images taken before and after the storm showed entire coastal regions reshaped by the powerful winds and storm surge. Many coastal towns that relied on tourism were devastated, with businesses and historic landmarks completely wiped out. Government relief efforts faced significant challenges as supply lines were cut off, making food and medical aid difficult to deliver. In the days following the storm, thousands of people were still stranded without access to clean water, power, or communication. Some survivors were found days later in collapsed buildings, rescued only after search teams sifted through massive piles of debris. Climate experts warn that the rapid development of small but extreme storms could become a growing threat in the coming decades. Research teams are now analyzing wind patterns, sea surface temperatures, and atmospheric instability to determine how this storm formed. New weather satellites equipped with advanced sensors may help detect future storms like this before they reach catastrophic strength. Residents in affected areas are now urging lawmakers to improve infrastructure resilience and emergency preparedness for extreme weather events. The storm's severity has prompted discussions about revising hurricane warning systems to account for smaller but more intense storms. Some scientists speculate that changes in the jet stream may have played a role in the storm's ability to sustain extreme wind speeds. Major disaster recovery funds were allocated to rebuild devastated areas, but full recovery is expected to take years. The storm's impact serves as a stark reminder that size does not always determine the level of destruction a storm can cause. Many meteorologists now consider this storm one of the most extreme and least understood weather events in modern U.S. history. Efforts to improve early warning systems are underway to prevent similar catastrophes in the future, ensuring residents have more time to prepare. The lessons learned from this storm are expected to reshape forecasting techniques, emergency response strategies, and infrastructure planning for years to come. With climate patterns shifting and ocean temperatures rising, scientists warn that storms of this nature could become more common and even more intense. Communities affected by the storm are working together to rebuild, but the scars left behind serve as a reminder of nature's unpredictable fury. The unprecedented strength of this storm challenges previous assumptions about how small-scale but high-intensity weather systems can form and evolve. Future research into compact storms may lead to groundbreaking discoveries that improve storm prediction, disaster management, and climate adaptation strategies.